This qualifying semi-final, they've won 8 of 10 and they're hunting their 6th grand final in 8 years in 2011. They've won 7 of their last 8 visits to Huddersfield, have won 8 of 11 here at the Gal Farm Stadium, and they've also picked up 5 wins from 8 in the Cup semi-final on this ground. But Brian McDermott will know they were beaten in their last major showdown against the Giants, the 2006 Challenge Cup semi-final at Huddersfield. It was 30 points to 12 to Huddersfield, and 7 of that Leeds team are here tonight. Huddersfield have given themselves tremendous hope for the second half. We're underway, and Maguire is underneath the kickoff, and it's time now for Huddersfield really to stand up and be counted if they want their playoff ambitions to survive another week.
And I'm sure that the coach Nathan Brown would have made it quite clear to them that they've got to really stop this Leeds defence. Early in the game, they were allowing them to just control it, especially in and around the play the ball area. It was only late in that first half that we saw the skill factor of Danny Brough and Kevin Brown. He realises now that they need to score early, put some panic inside the brains of the Rhinos. Oh, there's a problem. One of the Giants players is down.
As Burrow makes the break, it's lightning, it's quicksilver from Burrow. He finds Hardaker, but Huddersfield come across in the shape of Grix and Wardle and bring him down. I think it was Dale Ferguson who was injured. He's now back in the defensive line as Maguire stabs the kick through, and it's picked up by Kevin Brown, and Huddersfield will respond, but only as far as Wella Huraki. Here's Ferguson now, fully recovered by the looks.
And it was a good tackle by the second row, Wella Huraki, but he really could have been penalised there. At his second go at it, took a gamble against Phil Bentham, just waving away. He did.
Huddersfield, of course, never been to an Old Trafford Grand Final before, and there is a big error. It was a massive error, that, from David Fayumu.
Real pressure. You could see he took his eyes off the football, had a look at what was coming towards him.
You don't want to give Leeds the invitation to visit your line, but that's exactly what they've done here. And Burrow is 3 metres away. Gives the ball infield to Ryan Bailey. He then finds Maguire. Back he comes to Webb. Hardaker. That's a great tackle by McGilvray.
Boy, it shook him, didn't he? Hardaker couldn't keep control of it. Quick play of the ball. A lot of the Leeds players weren't back to 10. They're screaming at him. Great work by the winger, McGilvray.
Yes, he had that dodgy moment under the high ball that gifted Hardaker his try. But he certainly responded well to that adversity. Back in the business of trying to help Huddersfield through another week. That's a rumbustious run from Crabtree again.
Little doubt in my mind that when Crabtree came into the scene, it was a different Giants outfit. Neat little kick through from Danny Brough. They've got it covered. Oh! It's come with a big area to knock on. That's what you call pressure in sudden death rugby league football.
Ben Jones-Bishop it was.
I think the Giants have been at their best this season, Eddie, on the back of Danny Brough's kicks, whether they be towering bombs or difficult dribbles along the floor. He very often invites his teammates to chase, and it's with the enthusiasm and intensity that Giants have followed his kicks that have led to many victories. They'll need some more good kicks, and they'll need to convert these chances into points.
You're right, Phil. Listen, when Danny Brough is in the zone, he's capable of turning any game around, and they know that a try here.
Just look at where Lamb Patrick's winding up from this run.
And he's giving it now, up the middle he goes. That's the first tackle. They are 8 metres away from the Leeds line. Brough was directing the traffic. Same he's going right, he's gone left, and it is Ferguson in for the try. Just the start that Huddersfield wanted. Just the start to the second half Nathan Brown would have demanded. And Dale Ferguson, 2 tries against Leeds in the win in April. And the former Wakefield Trinity Wildcat, Dale Ferguson, has given Huddersfield hope. They are back in this contest now.
Certainly are. The kick from Danny Brough put all sorts of pressure on the youngster. Ben Jones-Bishop came up with a knock-on, and from it, they got the position. What about the beautiful delayed pass there to Ferguson? was wonderful from Luke Robinson. Watch for the dummy runner. He looks as though he's going to get it, but it's Ferguson that does. They all went for David Fayumu, and boy, he knows he's back in the game. He pumps the right arm. Nathan Brown, the talk at half-time, believe in yourself. And boy, they've done that. Courtesy of this fella here, and the wonderful delayed pass from the hooker, Luke Robinson.
Missed last week, back this week, back with a bang with that try. And they're all pumped up now, Huddersfield. They will be even more if Brough adds the extras. And Brough does add the extra points. 16-12. Leeds 16-0 up, and they've been pegged right back.
I think it's pretty fair. This is to say it's a typical Huddersfield try. They put as many ball options and ball carriers around the man who has possession. And as Luke Robinson receives this ball, he's got one option on the inside and three on the outside. He finds the right one with the player in space, and the space created for him helps them get back into the match.
You know, sorry, Eddie, sometimes in this game you get an opportunity to make up for something. We saw David Fayumu drop a ball before and failed to get on top of that loose ball. Leeds picked it up, had a zero tackle and had an opportunity to score. But Huddersfield's defence, they forced an error on Zach Hardacre, and David Fayumu came up with a really big run, made about 10 metres or so down a short side, that helped Huddersfield get in position for Danny Brough to put that kick in. And it's little things like that that make a huge difference.
All the Huddersfield points, all 12 of them from former Wakefield Trinity Wildcat stars. Griggs, Brough with the kicks, and Ferguson with the try. This is the last tackle, this set of 6 for Huddersfield, just inside the Leeds half. The kick all along the deck again from Brough, and once again it's Ben Jones-Bishop. This time he makes 100% sure, but it's a fabulous chase.
Well, David Furlongo really put himself about there, but they could have given away a penalty. They were not standing square up, and there is it's Barrow skirting away, vital 10 metres forward.
Yes, Crabtree just got a hand over his shoulder. Here is Peacock. Burrow again, and Sinfield, and back it comes to Maguire. Good work by Cudjoe, harassing the ball carrier to the ground. It was Brett Delaney, and Maguire goes down the centre with the kick. McGilvray, big, strong, tough runner, runs it straight at Burrow.
Wasn't the best kick, was it? Really should have gone for the corner, allowed him open space. And what was happening in the first half, where Leeds were controlling it, their set of 6, they were getting into the opposition half. Now it's the Giants' turn.
Griffin will take them over the halfway line. Tackle number 3. Brough is waiting at dummy half. Comes this short side with Robinson. Short ball then to Griggs. Important tackle that by Burrow. Robinson gets away, finds Brough. Lauatiti gets hold of his shorts. He's still running his Brough. Pops it up then to Ferguson again. Last tackle here for the Giants. Brough once more, will he slide the kick in? No, he go crossfield looking for McGilvray.
What a take, but they've got the ball at Leeds. The big fella Ryan Hall comes up with it eventually. They tried to offload it. Beautiful kick, wasn't it?
Wardle did well.
Well, he knew he had
Just
to get it. It was on the
on.
last. And on to break.
Webb!
Forward.
Oh, it doesn't matter now. Crabtree did ever so well.
No advantage, and this will be head and feed to the Giants. Peacock, that looked very much a forward to me, but Brent Webb and the big fella, Earl Crabtree, what an effort from a prop forward to get back and push the ball away. I mentioned it before, this guy changed the game for the Giants when he came off the bench. His big, strong runs certainly has helped build a confidence. Tight as a drum.
Yes, it is. 16-12 to Leeds. 9 minutes of the second half gone. For Longo went past Peacock. Good job that Kirk was there. Here goes Brough on one of those runs of his. Gets it away to Griffin. Oh, the pass was behind the runner, Kevin Brown. Lost a bit of momentum there, but Ferguson retains possession for his team. Right on halfway. Here goes Brough. Ran straight at Maguire, was looking for a penalty.
He should have got it as well. Maguire hadn't gone back the required 10.
Griffin.
But they're buzzing on the Giants now.
For Longo, here is Wardle. That's the last for Huddersfield. Midway inside the Leeds half. The kick here from Robinson, important. He sliced it, but it's high, and they're chasing it.
It's going to bounce.
Oh,
what an effort. The Leeds defence all over the shop.
Well, when they say you need the bounce of the ball, in the first half it bounced, didn't it, for Leeds? In this sort of scenario, came up with a Leeds try. Here the Rhinos get it in their favour again, and they survive.
Jamie Jones-Buchanan has been big for Leeds all year. He's the 2011 Player of the Year. Now Peacock, back it comes to Sinfield. He gets it away to Delaney.
It's amazing how things can change around. You know, in that first half, Eddie, the Giants' defence, they was all over the shop. They weren't working together. Now they've got consolidation. They really are working as a team.
40.
Not the best kick there from Rob Barrow either.
Straight to Jermaine McGilvray. Huddersfield come back. We go down to Bill.
Eddie, it's been a great start to the second half for the Giants, but they do have to factor in the fact that Lee Gilmore is increasingly unlikely to play any further part in this game. It's not just his knee that's the problem. When he was injured in that tackle in the first half, he was briefly knocked out. He's got a bang on the hip. He's also suffered knee damage, so he doesn't do it by half. I tell you what, though, Leeds came out at the start of the second half, a bit of a swagger about them, given the position they were in. That's certainly not the situation now in the face of this from the Giants.
It's Cudjoe who's away, and they have support here.
And that's a knock-on, and it wasn't the best pass. He knows, does Nathan Brown, that could have been the ball game. He did everything right.
It was a forward pass anyway, I think.
It floated through. He drew the fullback, Brent Webb. And not the best finish by Cudjoe, and he knows it. You've got to take your opportunity. Chances, they won't come as easy as this. And Danny Brough is absolutely furious because he knows they were over for a 4-pointer.
Leeds survive. That could have changed the game dramatically.
Well, they're only just hanging on here, aren't they, Leeds? And there's a significant increase in the speed that Huddersfield are playing this game. Significant, and that's on the back of more possessions. They play the balls are so much quicker. Their little men are taking over, the Luke Robinsons, the Danny Broughs, the Kevin Browns, and they're creating a lot of space and a lot of time on the ball for their runners as well. And they're hitting great holes, and they're playing very, very well and looking dangerous.
Well, they haven't been able to win away from home, the Huddersfield Giants, but their form on this ground in 2011 has been magnificent. I think they've only lost twice in the regular weekly season at home. Leeds inflicted one of those defeats. Here goes Hardacre. Oh, there's a ton of support. Webb will score for the Rhinos. Try for Leeds, try for Brent Webb. He got a try last week against Hull. That was his 5th try in playoff football. This is his 6th try at this stage of the season. And the man who has got 2 grand final wins under his belt in 2007, 2009 rather, who missed out in 2008. Brent Webb has just given Leeds a significant advantage.
Well, I've just been praising the way that the Giants' defence was a lot stronger in the second half. But this is very, very poor. They had the opportunity to finish off, and you can see there that Luke Robinson knows that he's allowed Hardacre to step out. They had the numbers back on the inside there, and Robinson knows he should have gone lower. Webb, the perfect position. He reads it ever so well, doesn't he? The New Zealander has turned it all around. Only a few seconds ago, it looked as though the Giants were going to walk in for an easy try, and the pass went astray. He knows he's got the hook, but he knows one thing as well. We mention it every time, don't we? You get a chance, make sure you score.
Sinfield then to add 2 more points to the Rhinos' total, which he does.
And I think I'd be worried if I was one of the supporters of the other side in this place, because that's the sort of habit and behaviour that champion teams have. Surviving on their own line in football, it's like surviving on your own goals, isn't it? And then going to the other end of the field and putting the ball in the back of the net. Here they've put the ball underneath the post and they've added 6 more points. And that is the clinical difference between a champion side and one that's trying to be.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the outcome of this game tonight. I'm not sure it's all done and dusted yet. But one thing I am sure of is that when you've got the football, it's okay. But when you haven't got it, you've got to be able to defend. And Huddersfield haven't defended very well at all there. I mean, that's the first time Leeds have really put them under any pressure, and they've succumbed, you know, fairly easily there. And that's a bad sign for me.
From the kick-off, Peacock drives it forward. The first man and the last man always to put his hand up for the hard work is Jamie Peacock. This fella doesn't do bad either, Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Badiris gives it then infield to Ian Kirk. 10 metres inside their own half, Leeds. Badiris once more, scampering run from dummy half. Good run from dummy half from Badiris. Having a difficult job to put these Leeds runners down at the moment, the Giants.
And not only that, they're pinpointing Joe Wardle and Luke Robinson on this right-hand side. And that's another miss one.
Hardaker for a hat-trick for Leeds. And Hardaker may be for next weekend for Leeds. 2 tries in as many minutes have broken the Giants' hearts. Zach Hardaker with the try. Zach Hardaker with the hat-trick. Crisis for Nathan Brown to try and sort out now. Could have been such a different story had the pass not been put down at the other end. But Leeds have responded with 2 quick tries.
No doubt about it. Leroy Cudjow's poor pass is a defining moment. Good work by Badiris. But this is superb from Hardaker. Mention the fact that they're pinpointing Luke Robinson and Joe Wardle. And again, he just tiptoes through the weak defence. Hat-trick time for Mr. Hardaker. Great stuff. Good balance. Not much of him, but he knows how to score a try. Yes, well done.
First hat-trick for the Leeds Rhinos for Zach Hardaker. As I said earlier, he was in last year's grand final team in the championship for Featherstone last year. He got 2 tries for them in their extra time defeat to Halifax. Sinfield adds the extras. 12 points for Leeds in about 3 minutes. And Brian McDermott knows the game has turned around in his favour.
Fate's amazing, isn't it? At the start of the season, nobody expected Zach Hardaker to be playing in a playoff match and potentially taking Leeds to the grand final. They had Big Keith Senior in the left centre position. Then he got injured. Carl Ablett filled that role. He then got injured as well. And the third choice left centre has come up with 3 vital tries.
And when you think about it, we all point at players and say, what a loss, injury, shame he can't play. Keith Senior's demise at Leeds left a massive hole. They've suddenly started to fill it. I know Ablett has played there most of the season, but boy, did Keith Senior leave a hole in that Leeds side this year.
Yeah, well, they say, Eddie, that some players are impossible to replace. I'm not sure that's the case with... there's only a select few, I think, in that category, but certainly someone has to learn to play that role. Don't forget young Callum Watkins too. He's had an injury-riddled season, and he's another fine player that Leeds haven't had the services of for a lengthy period of time. But Zach Hardaker took his chance very, very well there. But I'm gonna be critical of Huddersfield and say this defence is poor. This is horrible defence.
And it's Maguire now, and he gets the ball away to Jamie Jones-Buchanan to Brent Webb, and Webb will score. They're not going to go to the screen about that.
He can't, but I'm telling you there, I cannot believe that Phil Bentham, he was in a good position. That was definitely a forward pass. Take nothing away by the adventurous play by the Rhinos. They are running hot. It's amazing. It looked as though we're going to concede a try, and then they have hit back with 3 wonderful tries, but I am afraid the officials should have seen that final offload. Adventure, yeah. Beautiful play. Maguire through the dummy. Again, they're falling off the would-be man, taking the ball. This is the one that, to me, looked forward. Either way, it doesn't matter.
Robinson was appealing for a forward pass as well in the background.
I think what was difficult, Eddie, to defend the referee is the position he finds himself in on this final pass. Look, he's trying to get back into a position. He's then twisting and turning to get out of the way from the defenders. And in that zone, really, there, he's unable to get in line to see just where this pass exactly is made, where it goes from and where it travels to.
Well, he was there. He was in an absolute wonderful position.
Sinfield adds the extra points. The game has slipped away from Huddersfield in the last 5, from 16-12 to 34-12.
And this is what the Rhinos do well, Eddie. They move the ball around, then they have players with pace. The acceleration from Maguire causes so much problem for the Rhinos, and the support play is that of a side that want to go on and lift a big prize.
Well, they're playing with a lot of confidence, and Nathan Brown, who was on his feet not long ago, he thought this game was well within their grasp. It's still not over yet. There's a short kick-off, and Hardaker has knocked the ball on.
Well, surely he was in an offside position there, and there was no clear advantage.
He's got to bring them back for the knock-on.
Well, Hardaker, the hero of the Leeds side, definitely goes high for this. And to my way of thinking, Rob Burrow was in an offside position. As soon as he touched it, should have been a penalty. Either way, the Giants, they've got to try to... Oh, they won't do it with that. There was a shocking pass. The man was running in front. And
frustration for Nathan Brown. No, frustration for Leroy Cudjoe.
I think he knows it. As soon as Cudjoe knocked on there.
The game changed on the Cudjoe pass inside to Danny Brough, and he couldn't take it in. Frustration all the way along the line for that man.
Well, this is what happens in this game. Is you get put under enormous pressure. You look at the scoreboard, you look at the clock. 20 minutes is a long time in rugby league, but to come back with a 22-point deficit, you need a reasonable amount of time. And all of a sudden, those passes don't stick. And all of a sudden, there's a little bit of looking and glaring and a touch of arguing. And as I said, they've not defended well enough here. Their defence has been poor.
Time it, lads. Come on, time it.
Maguire gets the ball back to Webb. He just pops it up to Kylie Lulawai, and the big fella will just take it forward. Time is against the Giants as well as everything else right now. Here's Peacock, gets the ball away to Sinfield, great hands to Burrow, long pass, and that's a knock-on by Hardaker.
Yep.
Under pressure from McGilvray.
And it was good work by the winger with McGilvray. He did as well, and Hardaker just couldn't take it in. It's surprising me that at 34-12, the Leeds outfit, they're looking for more points, obviously, but there are a time when you just say, we'll camp down, put the kick in, just apply the pressure and just let the clock tick away.
Buchanan and Peacock deal with that threat from McGilvray. Here's Mason.
You know, I go back to that when Leroy Cudjoe made the break and the poor pass. You could see a lot of the Giants players, their heads went down. It was as if they knew that that was their moment, and it didn't happen.
Robinson. Griffin. Straight at Peacock, who held on to him and brought him down. Brough. Here is Robinson. Robinson finds Brown. That's the last for the Giants. Ferguson.
He's moving forward.
And Ferguson will have a dash at them. Tries to get the ball away, it went forward. The referee says play on because Brent Webb has it.
Well, that wasn't the best option there by Ferguson. They really needed a good kick. At least get another set of 6, if possible, into the in-goal area. And when he went on his own from the dummy half position, there was never going to be an opportunity.
It's deja vu this for Huddersfield. They were nilled for the second time in 8 weeks at Warrington last Friday. They were nilled at Odsal 2 months ago at Bradford. The following week they were knocked out of the Cup by Castleford. We will see whether Wigan or Catalan will survive to next week on Sunday, and then we'll have Warrington's club call immediately after the match. It's all on HD3 from 4:55 for you. The season building up to a tremendous crescendo, and the grand final on its way 2 weeks tomorrow. There's the number, the information line number, 08444 777 113. Give them a bell if you need any information about the biggest night of the rugby league year. Burrow skipping past them. Angled kick into the in-goal area, picked up by Brown. Does well.
Does he ever? In and out around the goalpost there, but that's the type of kick that you need. And Brian McDermott, the Rhinos coach, would be happy with that. Because he knows he's got the man there that can just tease them from dummy half. And also say that in the last 15 minutes, the way that Danny Badiris has stepped up a gear, good work from the dummy half position from him.
Play on, pick it up. 3.
Brough just hammers the ball downfield, but Cudjoe is chasing this. Cudjoe's chasing this. Brent Webb deals with it.
Move. Hold. Go.
Ben Jones-Bishop from dummy half. Good work from Cudjoe. They haven't given this away yet, the Giants.
That was a great kick, wasn't it, from Danny Brough on that short blind side. But to try to force the error now. They need possession.
Looked a nothing kick from Brough at first, but then Cudjoe got into overdrive, and look where Leeds are having to get the ball away from their own line now. Oh, Hardaker's having the night of his life. Hardaker is having the night of his life. Hardaker's teasing Grix one way, then the other. Oh, it's a penalty. Could be a sin bin. No, he's let them go on with it because Leeds are there in numbers. Here is Maguire. Here's Maguire. Well, no one wants to lay a hand on him. Where's the defence gone? Delaney eventually brought down on the last 3 metres from the line.
Sinfield kick, surely.
Sinfield inside. Oof.
Went for the power play.
And Clarkson almost bends double. Still hangs on to the ball, though. Chris Clarkson. Look where they turn it over as well, just a metre away from the Huddersfield line.
I think the brutal nature of this game, Eddie, for almost an hour and maybe just a few minutes more, means that we're going to see points in the final 15. We've gone end-to-end, haven't we, in the last 2 or 3 minutes? One with a kick, but then also with a breakdown field, and the Leeds side here now just looks so confident. What I think is impressive, although they didn't on that occasion, the support play. When a player makes a break, the number of blue jerseys around them, and also when Huddersfield have made a break, the number of blue defenders to get back and help prevent a try, equally as impressive.
Patrick goes down under the challenge from Hardaker and Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Just a word about Zach Hardaker. This is his 33rd game for both Leeds Rhinos and the Featherstone Rovers. He's just notched the hat-trick tonight, taking him to 39 tries. What a strike record. And Zach Hardaker is only 19 years of age. What a future.
Certainly has, and he's got great balance. It reminds me of so many great players in the past, and he can only improve, and the more game time he gets. But he's had a wow of a night. It certainly proved to be the difference.
Goal 2.
Burrow, infield it comes to Peacock. He then drops it off to Sinfield, who gives it to Jamie Jones-Buchanan.
The second phase attack from the Rhinos tonight has been outstanding. Always eager to do. He's knocked on as a big prop forward. Lulawai.
Thought he hit your arm, not the ball. First knock-ons by Leeds.
Well, Huddersfield don't want to rush towards this. It's well, you'd think they'd rush and get the pack formed as quickly as possible to A, lift their spirits, and B, to say we're not out of this yet. Some of the body language from the Giants is very poor at the moment.
Griffin. 13 minutes remaining. Leeds 34-12 up. At the moment looking good for next week. But here, Wardle drops it. Furious, thumps the floor in despair. So near yet so far again in 2011 for the Giants.
How many times do we see that, Eddie, though, that when the ball's coming to them, they take their eyes off it, just have a little glance at the defence.
Scramble form here for Leeds. They only one of 2 teams to beat Huddersfield here this year. A great home record, 11 of 13 they have won, but I'm afraid that that home record will not carry them forward to next week. Badiris Peacock. 6 grand final wins for Jamie Peacock, a record. 3 with the Bulls, 3 with Leeds. Will he make it 4 with Leeds in 2011? Burrow still going. Badiris, Maguire.
See Sinfield just shouting out the orders.
Come on.
Badiris flat, gives it to Burrow, standing start. Gets it away to Maguire. Maguire puts boot to ball in the corner. Try for Ben Jones-Bishop, I think. Depends on the view of the video referee Ian Smith. Will Ben Jones-Bishop be given his second try of the night? A little shake of the head there from him. Maybe not.
Is he offside? Maguire gets boot to ball. Seems to think it's all right, Ian Smith, the video referee. That's short. That is short, and that'll be classified as a knock-on. Once you brush the top of the ball and it leaves your hands, and you'll see clearly here.
Is it the boot of Cudjoe, Steve-O, that knocks it forward?
No, it's a knock-on. It deserved a try. It was a beautiful way to kick by Danny Maguire.
Certainly no try.
Yep. It'll be a knock-on. He gets a fingertip to it before Cudjoe gets a boot to it, as far as...
Oh. Does he?
I think he misses it, Eddie. I think he misses the ball completely.
So what? How do you restart the game then? Go on.
I'm having a knock-on. I think they'll give a knock-on in the field of play, and Huddersfield will get possession.
10 metres in from the...
You're nearly talking yourself into a difficult situation then.
I got out of it. Little bit of scrum.
2 weeks tomorrow, that grand final. It is a knock-on. After a season of adversity for Brian McDermott, though Nathan Brown won't have too much sympathy for him. After a season of adversity, will Brian McDermott be taking the walk from the dressing room at Old Trafford to the centre line for the grand final of 2011? They still have it all to do next week, but we don't know, of course, where they'll be going. Be either Warrington or St Helens, depending on Warrington's club call Sunday night. Well, Leeds are there, and it's either Wigan or the Catalan Dragons who'll be alongside them. It is a conundrum for Warrington who to pick.
Certainly is, and I think when they'll be watching the Leeds Rhinos with all the back chatting and that's a great kick. Well, full credit to the Giants. They haven't sort of thrown the towel in. Never do with Danny Brough out there. They'll try to just come up with some sort of magic.
Play on.
Fayumut as well. This is Robinson, Patrick and Brown and Falongo.
One, move.
They've thrown the gauntlet down, haven't they, the Rhinos tonight?
Here's Patrick again.
The other sides that involved in the playoff, they know that
Hold Leeds.
what Leeds are capable of.
Brough comes down to short side with Grix. Oh, and it finds Falongo, who's going to go in and score. David Falongo will score the try for Huddersfield. Well, Leeds beware. A couple of quick tries and Huddersfield will sniff the scent of blood again.
Neat little pass on the inside. That was good work by the fullback, Scott Griggs. Falongo scoots over the line. As I mentioned before, the Giants have not thrown the towel in, and they really need to get on with this. Danny Brough placing the ball, wants to make an attempt to the conversion. Sort of get the impression that this could be a bridge too far, but...
Well, Brough's going to add the extras here, he hopes. That will make it 18:34. He's missed it.
Not the best, was it?
Tell you what, just caught a glimpse of David Falongo's arms there. Darryl Griffin, whatever he has designed in the tattooist's chair in a few weeks' time, he'll be in good company, won't he? Plenty of colour. I wince every time I think of it, I do. I wince at the thought of having all that tattoo on your arm and all the pain that Darryl Griffin's going to go through.
Well, you would.
Well, Bill brought us the news about Darryl Griffin's tattoo. Bill, it's all yours.
Eddie, just a thought, a bit of a selection dilemma perhaps for Brian McDermott, because sitting behind the Leeds dugout this evening is Carl Ablett, who's still out having suffered a bang on the head, so he's been out for a couple of weeks with concussion. Prior to that, there he is. Prior to that, he was in sensational form in the centres, been filling in the absence of Keith Senior, and now young Zach Hardacre has put a marker down. So Ablett will be fit next week, I understand. Who's going to get the gig?
Be very interesting. Selection dilemma for Brian McDermott, providing they're there. Here goes Cudjoe again. Webb collects it. Oh, and he's found his way into touches, Brent Webb.
Well, that's as good as the 40-20, isn't it? And now the race to form the scrum. Well, there's not many minutes left, just less than 8.
It's actually better than a 40-20, that, isn't it?
Yep.
Let's see if we can have it squeaky clean now.
Yeah, and what's happening here, of course, is Leeds are trying to defend a lead and they're just trying to get the clock to run down. And Huddersfield are playing all the attacking rugby league and they want to play it quick. And they really don't want the clock to run down. They actually want the clock to stop.
Well, oh, it's a try here. This is a try. And a try for Griggs, which will be his second. The referee hasn't given it yet.
Well, it ricocheted all over the place. And I think this will be given.
Before we're grounded. Cheers.
Boy, to kick straight from the scrum win. And Brown puts it through superbly. They're all onside. And as soon as it ricochets off, it touches, and this should be try time. Yep. No doubt in my mind. Surely they haven't got enough time to this. Webb misjudged it. And Griggs didn't.
It's a try for Griggs. It's his second try for Griggs, and Brough is waiting to take this conversion attempt. As soon as it comes up on the big screen, he won't take any time at all to thump this over the top of the bar, but the touch judges have got to get back around the side of the post. They're there. Time's back on. Here we go.
What an amazing turnaround. This will be a long kick by Leeds, don't worry, they won't be doing anything fancy. It was a real big error, wasn't it, by the full-back? At least if he'd gone over the in-goal area, it would have had the kick out and would have put them down 30-40 metres downfield. As it turned out, they had the scrum. It was a wonderful decision by the skipper, Kevin Brown. Kick from the scrum win.
2 converted tries. We're into extra time. Wow. 7 minutes to go. They need 2 converted tries, the Giants. Here they come. Patrick spins out of 1, almost spins out of 2. Clarkson held on. Robinson wide to Brown.
Oh, what a big hit. Good work there by Danny Badeiras. Tension on the Leeds fans. Could have been a penalty. Well, the Giants have come alive and all of a sudden Leeds are looking a little bit lethargic.
Hold, Jamie. Hold.
Bayou plays the ball to Brough. Here is Robinson. Comes wide and finds Falongo. Hardacre and Burrow doing the job on the last.
Chip over the top.
Oh, it's going high, this. Webb is underneath it.
Spiralling all over the place.
He's dropped it. Oh, and Huddersfield will race to form this scrum.
Well, Brent Webb has gone from a hero to 0 in the space of a couple of minutes.
Never looked likely, did he?
No. Nerves are plenty. And the Giants have formed the scrum. The clock has been stopped. You little beauty, come on, get on with it, he says.
Not over. It's not over yet. 6 to go. 2 converted tries. Crabtree.
What an option to pull out the prop forward right from the scrum base.
Robinson. Fayumo. Leeds having to defend desperately. Falongo is over! Falongo's over!
Oh, he's going upstairs. He's not quite sure, Phil Bentham. But Falongo, has he gone in for try number 2?
Well, the Leeds players, their body language says yes, he has.
Oh, no doubt about it. No way in the world are going to stop the big fella going over. That was great push, wasn't it?
Well, this is interesting, Steve. Some part of the ball has to touch the ground. We haven't seen that yet.
Oh, it's got to be benefit of the doubt.
Well,
Look,
if it hits his arm, you can't. You have to see the ball hitting the floor.
No, that's down, Phil. Deary me. It's down well before it hits the Leeds leg. Ian Smith, video referee. He'll give it the TRY. That's down. No problem whatsoever.
I don't think he will. I'd love it to be a try, don't get me wrong here. We want the finish.
It is a try. I can see that white thing touching terra firma. Watch for this, TRY, and they'll go bonkers here.
Tries given. Farlongo, you're right, they have gone bonkers. David Farlongo. Well, 3 tries in 5 minutes. Can Danny Brough kick this to maintain this pressure? He's got to. He's got to kick it. He has got to kick this. And he has. 6-point ball game. 34-28. Nathan Brown, I think everybody in this ground was ready to give it away. It's now a nervous Brian McDermott because it's a try and a goal in 5.
But to say Brent Webb come up with another error. The shocker there. He looked in, but as he squeezes in, Farlongo for try number 2 on the night. And boy, this is a pressure kick now from Kevin Sinfield. It'll be going through his head. I don't want it too far. I don't want it to go over to touch. I don't want to give him the chance to get a penalty from the halfway. And it's not.
I tell you what, Huddersfield can afford to play quick here too, because Leeds cannot afford to give a penalty away. They cannot afford to give field possession.
Here is Brough, gets the ball away.
Boy, what a fight back.
Yes, it is a fight back. Will it be completed here as Ferguson takes it forward? 6 points, that's all. They've scored 16 points in 5 minutes. The Giants. Leeds scored 18 in 5.
And they're finding the gaps, aren't they? A few of the Leeds players, they find it difficult.
40-20 attempt from Brough.
It's right into the corner.
Ben Jones-Bishop pouches it for Leeds. Here comes the cavalry in claret and gold. 4 minutes and counting. 6 points the difference.
Great effort by Danny Brough, not just with the kick into the corner, but he tried to use the shoulder onto Ben Jones-Bishop, tried to dislodge the ball. Barrow, he won't be passing.
Who'd be a coach? Nervous times for Brian McDermott. Looked home and hosed.
34-12, it was all over.
It isn't now, and Huddersfield are going to get at least one more go. It's a knock-on by Peacock!
Peacock not happy. He's got to keep his mouth shut. Can't afford to add any more insult to this penalty, this scrum that they put down.
Crabtree's arm was all over it, look. That's Crabtree's arm. Oh.
That could have been deemed both ways. Little wonder that the experienced Jamie Peacock had a few things to say.
The Giant supporters think this could be heading to golden point.
Well, what about the few Giants fans that left the stadium when it was 34-12? They won't believe this.
Crabtree will drive it forward. On the second tackle, Brough wants to get on with it. Here is Robinson. Robinson gets it away to Wardle. He finds his way to McGilvray. It's forward. Oh, dear.
I think you took the wrong option there, Joe Wardle. I know it was panic time. I know that the seconds are ticking away, but it really should have gone to ground. That was real, just take the gamble. Great tackle there by Rob Barrow. It had to be as well, but it drifted forward.
There's every chance he could have passed when Ryan Hall was committed to the tackle. That would have been the preferred option.
They're going to get one more set, though, Huddersfield. They might get the mistake from Leeds here, deep in Rhino's territory.
Well, it's up to jumper time, isn't it?
Bailey driving it in, and they're flying into the tackle. That's a good run from Badiris.
He tried to pick up the penalty. It was great work. He's a great thinker.
Peacock again, hangs on this time.
Slow play the ball. That's what they need to do.
Oh, an awful pass. Sinfield picked it up off his bootlaces, gives it to Brent Webb. This is Delaney. The Leeds don't know about safety first. They keep to their game plan, don't they? They fling the ball about. Sinfield with the kick, and it will run dead. 2 minutes to go, and Huddersfield with this vital set of 6. Here goes McGilvray.
A mistake, a missed tackle. A tired man, just not in the right position. Anything can happen. The pressure is enormous out there. Not only on the Leeds defence, that's good refereeing. No one put a hand to him.
Yes, he hit the deck for Longo, but he wasn't tackled. Fayumu. 3 tackles for Huddersfield to keep the season alive. Robinson, bad ball. Brown. Kevin Brown harassing Leeds defence. Here goes Dale Ferguson. Now then, will Danny Brough be tempted to hoist the high one again? Yes, he is. Says to Webb, it's actually Ben Jones-Bishop this time.
Ooh! He took it. Boy, how brave was that? Not only that, it was good work by the coach, Brian McDermott. He was going through a hard time, was Brent Webb, and he shoved the youngster back there, showed the confidence in him. And he's getting all the celebrity slaps on the back.
He took a real clatter there, Ben Jones-Bishop. Inside the last minute, Leeds will surely just put the ball underneath the jumper now. Not doing anything silly. 15 seconds remaining. Bailey will cart it forward. That's the last. Bailey will slowly get to his feet. Sinfield slams the ball over the line. And Leeds will move on. And Huddersfield with such a brave fight. And Danny Brough is furious because he knows that pass that drifted forward and he put down maybe was the difference between victory and defeat. Leeds go on for another week. Huddersfield bravely, they sink in 2011.
Well, you've got to imagine if you're a Leeds Rhinos camp now at the moment, you're feeling pretty good. You've been tested by a top team in a playoff match that's gone to the death, and you've managed to come up with the questions. They've been on the ropes at times. Even in the first half, Eddie, they defended their try line at times. There were incidents in that first 20 minutes when they had to survive. Chris Clarkson pulling off tackle after tackle, and that kept them in the contest. And ultimately, they were just about good enough to march through to week 3.
Hat-trick for Zach Hardaker, bottle of champagne for Zach Hardaker. He's the man of the match with Bill.
Zach, congratulations there, the champagne. 3rd hat-trick of your career, probably the biggest hat-trick of your career.
Yeah, without a doubt. I really enjoyed that game. It's great facilities here and a great pitch and a great night for it, so I really enjoyed that game.
All of it? Maybe not the last 10 minutes?
Yeah, maybe last 10 minutes, so making it rough there for ourselves, but we haven't hung tough in there in the end, and that's what playoff will be all about.
You may be guilty of having your mind on what lies ahead?
Not really. I think we just took his mind off it and thought we already won, I think, but we hung tough in there, and credit to Huddersfield, they were coming back to it, and we hung in tough, and a good win for the boys there.
Well done tonight. Champagne, £100 for a charity of your choice as well, Zach.
Yeah, that'll be Prince Wales Hospice, please.
Well done. Well done, Zach. Well done, skipper, although you made it hard for yourself, as he was suggesting at the end.
Yeah, well, we knew it'd be tough here. I think give credit to Huddersfield. They had a tough result last week, and we knew they'd back up here tonight, and they played really well the last 10-15 minutes of each half and caused us some problems. So intensity-wise, we improved again tonight from last week, but we want to go any further in this competition. We need to keep that going for 80 minutes.
But when you think of maybe where you were a few months ago, this is a side with the wind in its sails. There's confidence about you now.
We're playing some better stuff. I think it's took a while to get our combinations going, but finally we bet our straps a little bit. Like I said, we need to do it for 80 minutes if we want to beat some of them big teams that are sat there waiting for us. So improvement again tonight, but we need to be much better next week.
Thanks, Kevin. Well done tonight. And we can hear from Kevin Brown from the Giants' point of view. And Kevin, so close in the end, you gave yourself too much to do when you allowed them to have that really dominant period.
Yeah, that's it. And absolutely devastated, but so proud of him, you know, the way they fought till the end and made a game of it, because, like I said, that middle period killed us, and they went
34-12, you were out of it.
Yeah, you can't give a team like Leeds that much points, and they did great in the end, but nah, you can't give them that much start.
And it's got to be, OK, you've restored a bit of pride tonight after what happened at Warrington last week, but you went into these playoffs with such hope that this could be your season.
Mate, when we started this season, I've never been as confident. You know, we beat Warrington and we sort of built, and then we had a real tough period with injuries, and we started coming good, and then we just had a nightmare last week and had a really bad 20 minutes this week. So we've got to learn from this.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks, Bill.
100 minutes in a season. That's what he's talking about. The bad 80, the bad 20, the bad 80 last week, the bad 20 this, and 100 minutes has derailed the Huddersfield Giants and their 2011 bid for Old Trafford. But what a second half. Leeds looked, well, it looked as though it was going to be easy. They were 34-12 up, and then Huddersfield got going. 2 from Griggs, 2 from Falongo, Ferguson with the other, Brough 4 goals. And Hardacre's hat-trick, that got him the Man of the Match award. And Huddersfield will be thinking, if only the pass from Cudjoe had stuck and Brough would have gone over under the sticks, well, it would have been a draw at least. And who knows, at that stage, Sean, it could have been the difference between winning and losing this match.
Well, it could